Some come for groceries, deals, and late-night snacks, but a few leave behind chaos, fear, and headlines.
Realize we have y'all on video, right? Stealing the Stanley Cups from the Ace Hardware here, and then y'all go to the Ace Hardware over here.
These are the most disturbing moments ever captured inside Walmart and other major retail stores. Caught on camera when no one expected it.
Is there any items that you didn't pay for?
No.
Okay, let's go back inside. In the bag?
In the bag.
Can we see in the bag, please?
Oh, damn.
So, this whole thing went down on January 2nd, 2023. And yeah, it was wild. Cops roll up to a 7-Eleven after getting a tip about a man and woman stealing. An Uber driver is just chilling outside, and there's a total mess inside. The couple tries to play it cool as they walk out, denying everything. Cops aren't buying it and ask them to head back inside.
Is there any items that you didn't pay for?
No.
Okay, let's go back inside.
Turns out the store clerk saw them stuffing items into a baby car seat. Not exactly subtle. The woman stayed calm, but the guy started yelling about racism and tossed out a fake name.
Yeah, like we finna blow this motherfucker up or something.
Claimed he'd pay for the stuff, but it was too late. They found $575 worth of stolen goods, plus she had a warrant. So yeah, straight to jail.
You okay?
Dollar meltdown. This one went down in Indianapolis, and honestly, it felt more like a bizarre sitcom than a theft. A woman tried to dip out of a dollar store without paying, but a sharp employee wasn't having it. They locked the doors. Yup, full lockdown. Nobody in, nobody out, including the would-be thief. So what did she do while waiting for the cops? Helped herself. Started opening snacks, spilled over a jug of detergent, just doing laps around the chaos she created like it was a free-for-all. People inside were just standing there awkwardly, watching her spiral for a solid 7 minutes. Then the police finally rolled up and took her away. Probably not her finest hour. But hey, at least the damage was, well, budget-sized.
Why you doing it? Man, just put the clothes down.
Liquor chase. Caught on camera in Santa Rosa, California. This liquor run turned into a full-blown circus. A teenager, clearly underage, was hell-bent on snagging bottles of vodka. Security clocked him early, but that didn't stop him. Nope, dude kept trying. Different aisle, different angle, same goal. You could practically hear the Mission Impossible music playing in his head.
He's got two.
But the store's entire security team was watching him like hawks. When they finally confronted him, that's when it got wild. He lost his shirt mid-struggle, pushed past everyone, and bolted for the exit, vodka in hand. He did get away, but left a trail of chaos behind. All that for one bottle? Bold move, kid. Bold, but messy.
Oh, he's gonna make it. Oh, the gauntlet. He's gotta run. Oh, he's going around.
Door duty.
You're a small business, and for you to be doing this, you put the
Talk about guts. A young store clerk wasn't about to let two would-be thieves stroll out with stolen goods. Not on her watch. Surveillance footage shows her keeping a close eye on the pair. When one makes a break for the door, she darts over and slams it shut, right in front of his partner in crime. Then she lets him have it, telling him that they were a small business, and sternly asked him to put the things down. That hit harder than any alarm, and it worked. The guy caved, dropped the clothes, and walked out empty-handed. Her uncle, the shop owner, was proud, and probably adding nephew bodyguard to her list of job titles.
I told her that I was proud that she decided to stop this guy. I'm just glad she's safe.
Stanley snatchers. You knew it was coming. The minute Stanley Cups got popular and pricey, the thieves came running, literally. This CCTV footage from a sporting goods store in Cincinnati shows a group of women on what can only be called a Stanley stealing spree. One by one, they shovel the tumblers into massive bags. 28 cups in total. Then they bolt, sprinting to the front like maniacs with those bulging bags flapping behind them. It looks less like a theft and more like a bizarre relay race sponsored by chaos. But the cops are not letting this slide. Police have already nabbed several suspects suspects in similar heists. So if you're thinking of building your Stanley stash through a 5-finger discount, just know the law's already onto you. Bicycle burglar. Here's a guy who had the bright idea of stealing a bike from a police station. Casually strolling inside the Gladstone station in Oregon, the man stooped over the bicycle and tried to free it from the rack using his equipment. Little did he know the policemen were watching all the while he was busy with breaking the cycle's lock. And after they were done munching on their donuts and maybe having a bit of a laugh, they came out and arrested the guy on the spot before he had the chance to get away. Sudsy getaway.
Don't! Because you're gonna get fired. That's why prices go.
It looked like a bizarre game show challenge. Carts overflowing with paper towels and detergent, flying into getaway SUVs like there was a prize on the line. But this wasn't TV. This was real-life chaos in New Haven, Connecticut. A crew of 4 hit the store early in the morning, likely to dodge crowds. Their carts were jammed only with non-perishables, stuff that sells fast on the black market. And the SUVs were stolen too, with license plates conveniently removed. Bystanders just watched in disbelief. $1,600 in goods gone in minutes, but their criminal career was cut short. Police caught up fast, ending the Sudsy spree before it could rinse and repeat.
Go up because of these can't get a job like the rest of us.
Battery Bandit. Check this out. A guy in a pink shirt just casually browsing the battery section at Walmart, right? But in the background, you can hear someone off camera almost taunting him to get a job, like he knew what was about to go down.
Hey, go get a job, man.
Ooh. Me?
Yeah, you.
Next thing you know, dude snatches a battery, sprints for the door, and shoulder slams his way outside. And honestly, he didn't look like a car owner with the kind of getup he was in, with clothes hanging loose and frantic energy. That's pure desperation right there. Some folks online swear he had a getaway ride waiting. Others think he was winging it. Either way, he didn't get far. The police reportedly caught up with him and charged him with shoplifting. Clothing Jack.
They ended up stealing about $1,500 worth of clothing.
Take a close look at this one. 2 guys inside a Kohl's, stuffing bags with men's clothes like it was Black Friday in reverse. One's got a standout hand tattoo, the other's rocking wavy hair under his hoodie. Real easy to spot. If you're paying attention, security cams caught it all. They made off with $1,500 worth of clothes, hopped into a white Dodge Durango, and dipped. Cops are calling it reckless, and honestly, it's getting out of hand. Retail theft has been up 93% since 2019. Stores are losing thousands. People think it's a game until they're facing felony charges. Cameras don't miss, man. Every getaway's got an ending. This one happened May 9th this year.
That we would love to not have to, but it's part of life.
Carjacked.
I turned around, saw him, ran around to my driver's side of the car.
At first glance, you might think that this woman jumping on the hood of a car has lost her mind. Actually, this was a case of carjacking. The woman is the owner, trying to save her vehicle. Let's rewind the footage to the beginning. The woman was filling up her gas tank when a black car pulled up, and a man suddenly got into her driver's seat. But she wasn't having any of it and quickly jumped into action by hopping on her car to stop him. She successfully saved her car as the man eventually got out and fled in the same black car he arrived in.
First reaction was, this is not happening to me today. I just hopped up.
Creep snatch.
She came in crying and saying somebody robbed me, and I was like, what? What happened?
This one's straight out of a bad neighborhood legend, but it really happened. A brother and sister were out front running an old school lemonade stand. You know, the kind of thing that makes you feel like the world isn't totally broken. But then this silver Toyota sedan pulls up, At first, the teens thought, cool, another thirsty customer. Nope, dude hops out, snatches their $40 in cash, and peels out. Just like that, gone. People online called him a total creep. And honestly, facts. Who robs kids selling lemonade? Their mom, Anita Caldwell, was crushed. Makes you wonder how many weirdos are cruising around, scoping out easy grabs like that.
Pretty confused and very scared because I never even thought about something.
Self-checkout scam. This one straight from a viral story. Marina Valls, a TikTok creator known for sharing her day-to-day life, is now making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Police in Cape Coral, Florida say she was caught red-handed shoplifting from Target again. Surveillance footage appears to show her at self-checkout, scanning a cheaper barcode while walking out with 16 higher-priced items, totaling just under $300. She's pleaded not guilty to petty theft, but here's the kicker. This came less than a month after she was accused of stealing $500 worth of goods from the same Target. And how did cops ID her? Someone recognized her from her TikTok, where she posted about that very shopping trip wearing the same outfit as in the surveillance video. Sometimes clout just backfires. Wine heist. Here's one for the books. 3 women, 15 bottles of wine, and 0 chill. At a family-run store in California, security footage shows 2 of them working the wine aisle, while the third distracts the clerk. But the real twist? Police say they'd rigged their dresses with makeshift kangaroo pouches. Yup, wine smuggling fashion. They didn't buy anything, just waltzed out with over $1,100 worth of vino tucked in their skirts. But crime doesn't age like fine wine. Months later, cops tracked them down and hit them with charges. Cheers to justice. Cart conspiracy.
Including one at this Whole Foods in La Jolla where surveillance video
caught red-handed, up in HD no less. This crystal clear footage from a Del Mar Whole Foods shows a shopper sampling food, while a couple quietly closes in. The moment she glances away from her cart, boom. The man snatches her wallet from her purse and casually hides it under a tote bag. Smooth, silent, and gone in seconds. But this wasn't someone off. Detectives say it's part of a much bigger operation, a theft ring targeting supermarkets across Hillcrest, La Jolla, Del Mar, even stretching into LA and southern Nevada. They work in groups of 2 or 3, blending in like everyday shoppers, until it's time to strike. Your cart might look safe, but to them, it's a jackpot just waiting for a second of distraction. Pill panic.
Johnson is now linked to another pharmacy robbery here in this area. As for Uriso, police thanked him for what he did, but they say it's best to call them and let them handle the criminals.
It was a quiet Sunday afternoon until a man strolled into the CVS on Fruitville Road. Bandana over his face, hands stuffed in his pocket like he had a weapon. He stormed to the back, demanding heavy-duty pain meds, oxycodone, and hydromorphone. Not exactly subtle. The staff, wisely, didn't push back. They handed over the pills, but just as the guy was about to bounce, John, a customer nearby, tackled him to the ground. Straight up citizen's arrest. Turns out the robber, 65-year-old Freddie F. Johnson, didn't even have a weapon, just a bluff and a pocket. Police rolled in and cuffed him on the spot. Bad plan, worse execution.
And I see he's threatening the ladies in the pharmacy, and then they're, the girls are all scared.
Cart con. This young lady got caught red-handed at Walmart, but instead of owning up or walking it back, she tried to double down. 2 employees stopped her over a full cart of unpaid items. And rather than return everything, she just grabbed what looked like the priciest box and made a break for it. She claimed she had a receipt, kept saying it over and over, but didn't actually show one. And yeah, that part kinda gave her away. Luckily, the employees weren't having it. They held their ground, took the cart back, and she gave up way too quickly for someone with a receipt. Honestly, bold move, just not a very smart one.
Well, sir. Yeah, I said.
Mob madness.
Tampa 911, what is the address of your area?
We're getting breaked into CVS.
Flash mob robberies aren't just wild TikTok stunts anymore. They've turned into full-blown crime waves. Case in point, Tampa, May 30th. Just after 9 p.m., over 200 people rushed a Walmart like a stampede. Doors were broken down, shelves were raided, and chaos took over. Most of them beelined it for the electronics. Others just grabbed whatever they could carry and bolted. Security didn't stand a chance. By the time it was over, about $116,000 worth of stuff was gone. And here's the thing. When it's that many people, all moving fast, IDs get tricky. Faces blur, and cameras miss details, making the crowd its own kind of disguise.
Avenue stealing more than 100 grand worth of merchandise.
Phone snatcher. Have you ever wondered why thieves usually target women? Well, it could be because it's thought that they won't put up much of a fight. This man here seemed to have similar plans when he pounced on a lady who was returning from the bank, trying to snatch her cell phone. But he couldn't have predicted what happened next. The woman held on fast to her phone and even gave him a good pounding. Finally giving up, he took off with his tail between his legs. That's what happens when you pick a fight with the wrong guy or a lady. E-bike bait. If you're thinking of getting an e-bike, better add a GPS tracker to your cart too, to see just how quick thieves strike. A media team in NYC set a $2,000 e-bike trap. They locked it up on a city sidewalk with 2 hidden GPS devices tucked inside. 10 minutes later, a man casually walks up, sizes it up, bam, snaps the lock like it's nothing, and rides off. The team gives chase, but city traffic swallows him whole.
You move so much easier on the bike than we can in us Manhattan traffic.
Hours later, the GPS leads them to a quiet park. The bike's there, hidden under a tarp. No thief in sight. Looks like he planned to come back once things cooled off. And that's the thing. These guys aren't reckless. They're practicing. So, if you ride electric, stay smart. Ride fast. Lock smarter.
The bike thieves, we're going to hide not just 1, but 2 GPS devices.
Dine and swipe. It all went down on December 15th. Just a normal day at a restaurant, until it wasn't. 2 guys walk in, grab a table, no big deal. Then this woman in a black and white top slides in like she owns the place, drops her bag across from one of them, then bounces. Odd, for sure. But hey, maybe she's just scatterbrained. The guys switch to another table, and wouldn't you know it, she moves too. Now it's shady. One guy gets up to order and leaves his bag. That's when it all clicks into place. Another woman swoops in, her partner. In seconds, the guy's bag disappears into hers, and they're gone. No drama, no yelling, just a quiet, clean swipe. Cold and kinda genius. Stolen safe. Stealing in the middle of the night didn't go as planned for these guys when they ended up on the news. 3 burglars were seen getting off a black pickup truck holding metal tools. They were seen repeatedly going back and forth from the truck with various tools, and eventually appeared with a large, heavy safe and loaded it onto the truck bed and drove away. As their faces were masked, police weren't able to identify them. However, a reward was put up for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. Dangerous theft. You might think high-speed chases are just for movies. Well, the next clip will make you believe otherwise. This grand theft took place on the Agra-Mumbai highway in India, where thieves on a bike appeared to steal goods from a moving truck. 2 men hanging on the truck managed to free a few packages from the vehicle, then climbed down to join their partner in crime on the bike. You would need a lot of practice to pull off something like that, and there's no knowing how they even got on the truck in the first place. With moves like these, they might just land a role in the next heist movie. Fastest steal. After watching this clip, You'll never leave your car unlocked again. A security camera caught the fastest steal you have ever seen. A guy appeared to be skipping along the driveway, trying the doors of 2 cars before he reached the 3rd one in the front. To his merry surprise, the car was unlocked. Seizing the opportunity, he got in the car and drove away. His nonchalant behavior surprised a lot of viewers who couldn't understand why anyone would leave their car unlocked with the keys inside. Bike bandits. This one felt straight out of a movie. Surveillance caught the moment a group of thieves smashed through the glass at Nolt's Power Sports in Wyndham. They were in and out fast, climbed inside, used bolt cutters to snap the cables, and made off with 4 dirt bikes like it was nothing. 6 of them, likely late teens or early 20s. And yeah, they didn't stop at bikes. Grabbed helmets too. The total damage was around $40,000. And here's the shocker. This was the second hit in less than a year. Cops arrived minutes too late, but with footage this clear, it's only a matter of time before these guys are off the road for good. Tesco heist. CCTV footage from a Tesco in Crawley caught 3 guys pulling off a wild daylight heist right in front of everyone. It happened on December 29th, 2023, between 2:45 and 3 p.m. They walked in like they were just picking up snacks, then went straight to the phone display. We're talking iPhone 14 Pro Max, iPhone 13, even a Motorola G62. Around 10,000 pounds worth of gadgets gone in seconds. Employees froze. Customers just stood there. But here's the thing, they didn't wear masks. The cameras got clear shots of their faces. So yeah, bold move, but probably not their smartest. Skyline swipe. If you think all the other robberies you've witnessed till now are bold, you haven't seen this. On Christmas Day, yeah, Christmas, a thief in Woodland, Washington went full Mission Impossible. He literally rappelled through the skylight of a local store like it was a movie scene. Once inside, he made a beeline for the jewelry counter and started filling a bag with rings and necklaces, about $5,100 worth. But just as he was about to vanish with the loot, the store's alarm system kicked in. Spooked, he dropped the bag and made a run for it. Honestly, the audacity alone is off the charts. But maybe next time, he'll stick to wrapping gifts, not robbing them. U-Haul heist. Surveillance cameras at places like Walmart? Yeah, they're not just there for show. Case in point, this wild clip. You've got security already on the line with 911, clocking a robbery before it even kicks off. Couple of guys can be seen filling a cart to the brim, casually sampling perfumes like they weren't about to commit a whole crime. And their getaway ride was a U-Haul truck. I mean, bold move. The security woman, armed with just those grainy camera feeds and sharp instincts, calls it. She follows them out, alerts the cops, which results in a crazy car chase. It gets messy, but they bag the driver. Cameras 1, thieves 0. Vaulted ambitions.
That I brought her into, and this is where we usually bring our larger clients.
This wasn't your average smash and grab. This was elegance, deception, and a plot straight out of a heist movie. In Florida, a 46-year-old lady entered an exclusive jewelry store, aiming for the big leagues. 11 rings worth $7 million. After charming her way to the jeweler's prized vault, she pulled a bold move, offering to wrap the jewels herself. She brought her own tape, tissues, even a fancy pouch. But when she did the old switcheroo, real gems swapped for fakes. The jeweler wasn't fooled. He spotted the con and grabbed her briefcase. A struggle broke out, but he sealed her fate. Literally slammed the steel door shut and locked her in the vault. She was calm, oddly enough. Even offered a $50 bill for a waiting taxi. Instead of a getaway, she got a grand theft charge and a police escort.
Pull a tape out and a bunch of tissues and a little pouch. She was so nervous, I think, her hands were actually shaking.
Cable snatcher.
box that we plug the charger into, I now put a padlock.
Electric vehicle owners, beware. There's a new target on the block, and it's not your car, it's your charging cable. Home surveillance in California caught one of these sneaky thieves in action. The suspect strolls up a driveway, eyes the plugged-in EV, and casually unhooks the 15-foot cord. Then, like he's done it a dozen times before, he yanks it from the outlet, holds it up like a prize, and walks off. The victim, Bob Schneiderman, says he now padlocks his charger box, because apparently, even charging your car isn't safe anymore.
Replacement through the dealer was $2,700.
Drive-thru Bandit. Silver Spring, October 30th. Just another Monday, until one guy decided 5 a.m. was the perfect time for a little smash and grab. County police say he pried open the drive-thru window of a restaurant on Blair Road and reached right in like he was grabbing fries. But nope, he was grabbing loot. By the time cops were called around 9:09 a.m., the guy was long gone. But now, there's security footage, and it's clear. Red jacket, mid-30s, calm like he's done this before. The footage just dropped, and authorities are hoping someone out there recognizes him, because for now, the mystery man in red is still on the loose. Inside Job.
Used to investigating cases of thefts at stores like this one where...
Here's more Walmart madness, only this time, it wasn't a flash mob. It was family, a father-daughter duo. Sasha de la Cruz and her dad Ricardo de la Cruz Pia got real creative with their scam. Sasha, who worked at the store, would fake scan items at checkout, bag them up nice and smooth, and send her dad on his way like it was any other sale. It was slick, until it wasn't. Management started noticing something fishy with the transactions, and eventually pieced it together. They handed it all over to the police. Honestly, using your own kid's job to run a scam, that's not just illegal, it's seriously low.
Number of days, over a few months, and it was just with one particular customer.
Detectives say the customer, Ricardo de la Cruz Padilla, is the cashier's father.
Repeat heist. In March 2023, the Melissa Joy Manning jewelry store in Brooklyn's Cobble Hill was hit again, just 2 months after a previous robbery. Surveillance footage showed a man entering with a woman, threatening an employee, and forcing open the display cases. The owner suspects it's the same man from the first incident. This time, the thieves got away with over $250,000 worth of jewelry. Same store, same method, possibly the same thief. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the sense of security is long gone. Receipt rage.
Did you hear that? That's on tape too. I'll be sending this to corporate.
Sometimes it's not theft, it's just bad timing and worse communication. Imagine a guy walking out of a store holding items with no bag and no receipt. Naturally, that would raise alarms. A retail worker stopped him, thinking something's off, and confiscated the goods, even though the guy insisted he's already paid. Turned out he had. He'd just refused the receipt and bag earlier from another employee.
No, you're trying to cover yourself. That's not how this works.
No, I'm not trying to cover.
But the worker who rang him up? Yeah, they were in the restroom. Awkward. Eventually, the truth came out. But not before things got heated, and the guy stormed out vowing to report the worker. A whole mess that maybe could have been avoided with a simple slip of paper. Lesson? Keep the receipt. It's not just a formality. It's your backup in case things go sideways.
That is perfectly
You can't even apologize for being wrong.
I don't care.
Gold switch. Alright, this one was slick, and not in a good way. On August 25th in Garden Grove, 2 guys strolled into a jewelry shop called OT Gold, flashing what looked like $10K in gold bling. Employee checked it out, called the owner in for the big decision. They agreed on a deal, and the guys promised to swing back for a bigger order. Owner was so hyped about the sale, he forgot to double-check the goods before handing over $110K. And yep, turned out the gold was fake. Then, in Fullerton, a couple more smooth talkers pull the same stunt. Real gold bags swapped for junk, while one distracted. By the time the shop owner caught on, they were long gone. They have been suspected to be the same guys going around trading fake jewelry for real ones. Lesson here? Always check your gold. Watch Snatch. This one's straight movie scene material in broad daylight, with folks just minding their own business when a crew rolls up on a luxury watch store like it's nothing. One guy smashes a display, grabs a handful of pricey watches, which has the alarm blaring. They're gone in seconds. Thing is, spots like this are total thief magnets. Tiny, crazy expensive, easy to flip on the black market. Stores usually roll deep with alarms, bulletproof glass, cameras, even security guards posted up. But sometimes, that still isn't enough. There's no word if they caught these guys yet. The video cuts off before you see them get grabbed. So yeah, keep your eyes open. Copper thieves.
Crazy, and sometimes they'll circle the block, you can see, but you can't watch them, watch the truck, and do your job.
Copper theft has been on the rise since 2006, and Detroit experienced the worst surge with 41 incidents in only 4 months. A camera caught 4 men approaching the DTE energy truck. They hopped on the vehicle, grabbed coils of copper wire, and took off all within a matter of seconds. But what this brazen group didn't realize was that they were being filmed, not only from down the street, but also from inside the truck. To catch the thieves, the DTE experts installed a GPS device in the wires and tracked them down to this scrapyard. You have to admit, that's a genius plan.
Just come in here and just take all this stuff?
Check scam granny. September 20th, 2023, Bethesda, Maryland. A woman in her 60s walks into the FEC Bank on Arlington Road, cool as can be. She hands over an ID, cashes a check, and strolls out with the money. But here's the shocker. The ID was fake. So was the check. Now Montgomery County cops are trying to track her down. They say she's thin with dark shoulder-length hair, wearing a brown sweater, light pants, black shoes, and carrying a dark purse. Nobody's saying how much she got away with, but it was enough to make headlines, and the cameras caught her clear as day. So if grandma's suddenly got a new purse and a mysterious wad of cash, you might want to double-check that story. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.